That's painful on my ears.
Good. Welcome to the Tuesday Party, episode 25 of Blunders and Bothwellians. After technical issues with Discord. Woo! You guys start in the... Did you have a particular name for it? Did you call it something else, or it's just the magical mansion?
Cypher's sex shop.
Yes, well, essentially. Cypher's magical mansion. You are awake, it is the morning, it is breakfast time. Several very exciting things happened last night. The Veritas finally got his pallid in. Redo got her sex dungeon. Prostitute and Orissa dabbled. Varric played around with his wings. Cypher sat there feeling like, oh my god, what the hell's going on? Similar to Hannibal, I expect. And you are now at breakfast the following morning. Cypher's given several of you gifts. Those of you who haven't received one yet, he's going to be handing them out. So, Apricity, you've got your coin. Varric, you've got your letter. The Veritas, you've got your armour. So, yes, would you like to say what the others are getting, Cypher?
I assume this is after the whole Golden Pass thing. I went back to my room after, Apricity and Orissa had a lovely time. And on the pin there was a letter and a coin that you can tell you. So I think after we came down to breakfast, the Veritas came down wearing his new armour, and there was a burst into tears.
And I think we and Varric entered by the door, right? Or were we late?
Yeah, but I dashed past to fetch my gear, my bow, my stuff, and then I found a note on my bed. I took the note as well. And then I went back where Orissa was sobbing. Verti was standing in the shiny new armor. And then, the last thing I remember is Varric calling you guys family, but that's...
Aww. Oh yeah, I think I remember that too. Okay, that's adorable. I love it.
It's quite a massive thing for Varric, but oh well.
Yes, you said that the last time it's all for you, Nicole.
Yeah, but because, it's one of the main character points for him, so that's why I, wanted to out of game mention it.
Also, I mentioned that, I can't remember actually, but I got more information on it. Seeing as explained, oh my god, fucking the story, Jesus Christ.
Who was your lovey-dovey, Varric? I forgot. Was it Orissa? Was it Redo? I don't know.
Redo.
It was Redo. I just remember that Hannibal has plans for her.
It was Orissa.
It's Orissa.
It's Orissa? Okay, just then for Orissa. She has plans in the future.
Pom pom pom.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Fun for you, or fun for me, or fun for both?
Or fun for Varric.
Yeah, that was it. The information about how Verti's company remaining left that got slaughtered. I will take them to the side and give the rest of the information that was given. And that was... the people that involved are also working for No Wings.
Also, when I was copying down my coin, something about me.
You'll see his face get really, really dark at the mention of that.
The people responsible for murdering him were working with No Wings.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware of everything.
Thank you, I was copying down my coin at the end of it.
I did say this and quite quietly taking Verti to the side and saying you can explain that to them. I think that's your position.
So we can hear that again. I'm gonna still try and like be asking her if she's.
I think by this I've calmed down a bit, because I think it was just mostly the shock of seeing the symbol and knowing what that means. So the rest is a little calmer.
Okay. So, Cypher, do you want to give out your other two things and explain what they are?
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and plug into my spare mic. Hang on. Carry on.
I'll turn and say that, yes, due to last night, things got interesting, so I couldn't give out the rest of these, but, you, Redo, I have something for you as well, which, funnily enough, sort of, what's the way to put this, delicate matter? Works out how it did last night, and snaps his fingers, and a leather bracelet, or it looks like something you use in a dungeon.
Oh, fuck off.
Yes, appears in your hand.
Oh?
It has spikes on. Just little ones.
There.
Thank you, I guess.
This was previously made before last night.
I appreciate it, I guess. Why? Why are you giving everyone presents?
Because he's Santa Claus.
My present came from Cal, so.
Yeah, same.
All
Yeah.
these are from Kel.
He likes us.
Alright, then I'll accept it.
And you, Arissa. This is for you.
Eerily. It's like presents?
Ooh.
Ooh. Arissa doesn't know how to play the harp.
Does now.
Oh,
She will. This one will automatically.
Oh shit!
Oh,
that is cheating.
So you can, if you spend some time practicing with it, then you have to spend a total of 24 hours practicing, and then you'll be proficient in it.
well, you get the Magnificent Mansion.
Cool.
Oh my god, that means you get to design what the inside looks like.
Yup.
Holy fuck.
It's just going to be a giant spa.
At a spa!
Oh my god, okay.
And it's portable!
It is a handheld harp.
You can become so fucking rich of that. Just
It is
plop it down in a city and have people
a
pay to.
handheld harp, yes, but the back of it is basically the dragon's head and chest, and basically where the harp goes out is where its wings are, and that's where the strings are. It is a cross between red and gold.
Arissa is just like speechless. You made the bard speechless.
Achievement unlocked.
Completed it.
The end, that's it. The end. The game is won.
It's quite big in my hand, but when I pass it to you, it automatically shrinks to your size to be handheld.
Nice.
Fuck.
Cypher, where is Calosia now? Can I speak with him?
He is currently following, well, the mission that he's on, he's following that group that, appears to have your other half. He has met with them before, briefly, on another contract, but he's not with them right now, but he is keeping a close eye on them due to what they're up to and who they're dealing with is raised an eye for some people.
When you say other half, what do you mean?
Well, it seems to be you're in two places at once.
It says double, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, so not me. That's what I can do.
No, I'm talking to Arissa for that.
Sorry, I was mid-conversation with someone else. 1 second.
How dare you?
It's D&D related, I promise.
Oh, that's alright then, carry on.
Oh,
Is it someone screaming, pull out a card?
if it's someone screaming, pull out a card, I want to know, because I want to know who Madlis is.
May continue. I apologise. Oh my god, she agreed! She agreed!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Cheeky, she agreed.
Oh god.
I feel so evil right now. How does this affect my plot?
Hey!
For the Den Master to discover.
Without ruining things for everybody else, it would take a little while for it to be definite, and then you've got a while until anything comes of it, so...
Okay.
Anyway. So,
yeah.
presents are being handed out, and yes, sorry, you were speaking.
Yes. Kel has asked me to do a lot of this stuff for you guys simply because he has a feeling that there's something coming that you guys are going to need help with. He doesn't know what, but it seems like there's dark clouds over the horizon.
Well, that sounds pretty accurate, I think. I hope wherever he is, he's safe. His letter was very moving.
I never read the letter. He just gave me it sealed. So whatever's in that, it's to you personally.
I found a letter on my pillow this morning along with this coin.
But yes, this is all that I have to offer. I have drained myself a fair bit, doing all these as fast as I possibly could. But I should be fine in a couple of days. But I am still willing to follow you, help you, and advise you in the best ways I possibly can do in the foreseeable future, as long as I can.
So thank you for this.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can I know you've given me so much, but can I ask you for your advice on something in private when we have a moment?
He instantly talks to you telepathically, and you can reply to him that way.
Okay.
Question.
Yes?
Sorry, I'm writing down the stuff for my harp. If I use the third song for the door to be to the Magnificent Mansion, does that also use one of my actions for the Dimension Door of the second song?
No, none of those actually use spell slots. It just has 3 charges on the item itself.
Yeah.
So yes, every single one of them charge.
It would be an action to do, so if you were in combat, it would be an action to make the mansion appear or
What I'm
make
asking
the...
is the door to the mansion. Does that also mean that if I do that, I've only got the bonus action to the dimension door once after that?
No, when you use the bonus action for dimension door, right? When you use that spell slot for that point on the item, you get that burns out for. You can use it twice within 24 hours.
So I'd have to do the second song, then the third song to go to the magnificent.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to call it the Magnificent Mansion. You could call it, Arissa's Attic or
Arissa's Spa.
Arissa's Spa. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Sorry.
That's okay. Better to find out now.
So, can I just ask a question about Assassin then? Which is one of the things that my coin does. So, if I have an advantage on attack against a creature and it hasn't taken a turn in combat, if it counts as surprise, then it's automatically a crit. Have I understood that correctly?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god! Cool.
And it's immediately followed by sneak attack.
Yep. Which is going to be shitloads of points.
Yep. Instead of 4d6, it's 5d6 for you.
Okay.
With that coin.
Amazing. Cool. I'm going to high five Kel when I see you next.
Also, remember add your modifier to your stealth to a +5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and redo with your thing. When you throw it and attach it to someone successfully, they drop anything they're holding. This includes two-handed weapons, one-handed weapons, and a spell. So if they were about to cast a spell that they were taking concentration for, because you've caught their hands, they would drop the spell. And you can still cast a spell because the chain is magically attached to you, so you can still attack with both hands, so to say.
Okay, thank
so
you.
it's to stop them running away from you, but it doesn't mean that you're now encumbered and have to hold on to the chain. So.
Alright, thank you.
Sorry, Rob, so you said my stealth would be a +5. Is that adding a +5 to my already modifier, or it becomes...
Yes, it's already your modifier, so your stealth, no matter what it is, gets additional +5 to it.
Oh my god, I'm on +8. Amazing.
Also,
cool. I love presents.
I've got so many questions. The +D10, is that just... What does that mean?
That's your inspiration for bardic abilities.
Oh, bardic inspiration.
So when you do inspiration to people, they can then add a D10 to their roll to make it better.
My bardic inspiration is only D6. This is better than that.
Exactly. Most of the gifts Kel is giving you make you better.
No way. I even get D10 as a bardic inspiration. I have no idea.
It used to be a D6, I believe, and then they can add the D6, and you can inspire up to 3 people, but with this you can inspire up to 5 and they get a D10.
Very.
Definitely the most fighting.
You know when there's something's up when the game's giving you a lot of shit for nothing.
Yeah. One of us is going to die very soon.
It's like, there's all the health potions, the music's getting a little bit ominous, stops.
Oh, there's a save point.
Me and that save point are going to get very familiar over the next 30 seconds.
When you activate a redo, you can use it as an action or reaction.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Thank you.
Alright.
So good. I love presents.
I must send one more message to Cypher, actually.
Okay.
Rob figure.
And also, Rosie, this is the time.
Redo, you can use it as a reaction if you see someone about to cast a spell, but any spell, then you can use it as a reaction, like while they're doing it, like counterspell essentially. But yeah, if you're just using it in normal combat, then it would be a full action to use it, but you would still be able to use your bonus action if you had any spells that were for a bonus action, or you could do something or move, or you could add a bonus action onto there. But yes, you can use it. So if I said an NPC was, he is casting such and such, you could say, I counter it with this.
Also, it has, I forgot to write it in, a 60-foot range.
Yes.
Oh, alright.
It doesn't matter too much in terms of, because we're playing with the theatre of the imagination, but yeah, just in general, like, it can't reach endlessly, but it can do. Sorry, Varric, you were saying something?
Oh yeah, no, it's a message that I'm sending to Cypher through the telepathic link that he sent me when I asked him about a private conversation.
No, your bardic inspiration can affect up to 5 people with this.
Though eventually it does go up to a D12.
Yes.
It's like D10 for everyone or D12 for one person?
Oh
That's
my god, Arissa, of course you agreed to that.
Oh no, I know what it is, but I don't.
Wait, what?
Yeah, only affects one person, but now you can choose up to 5 people.
Yeah.
So basically you can affect the entire party.
Yeah.
Convenient.
It's almost like it was planned.
Let gasp. Oh my god. I'm flabbergasted.
I love that word.
Me too.
So just replying to you there, because that's a very important detail, because otherwise it won't work. That is very important. So you guys were sat around and you were planning, and there was a few things you wanted to do today. It's now the morning, so you have it in Lailey. What was it you would like to do? I will remind you. You wanted to talk to Dunich the orc.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I have it highlighted in my notes to remind you that Verti has a cipher of Edret, and Varric also has 2, I believe. But you've got those written down already.
I have two vials of Edret.
Mm-hmm. And you gave 1 to the Theratas.
Yep. Yeah, I had 3 of them. Or well, I had 4. I used 1 on Rod. I gave 1 to Verti, and I still have 2 left to use whenever I see fit.
Still not 100% sure what they do.
Just be with it for, I think it's 24 hours.
Yeah, or like you sleep overnight or something.
Yeah.
So we came out on the flying carpet and went and met Cypher.
Yes.
We haven't checked in with our animals for a while.
I could say it's up to the DM as sheer for a giggle. There's a fucking stables in the mansion, which I have teleported your beings to, and all my servants are looking after.
If you want, you can have stables. That's not a problem.
Okay. I'd like to go and see my boar and my wheat.
They have been groomed. Every single animal has been groomed. Any armor that's been on it has been polished to a motherfucker.
Oh my god, sounds amazing.
Vitheritus is gonna follow, and he'll start removing items from his mount.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing is, your armor for your horse is also matching the armor for you.
What?
Oh my gosh. You guys have the map!
They already did. Look at the faces.
And if it is magical, I'm guessing if you took that off, you can put onto something else, and it would just fit.
Yeah.
Put it on the weird thingy, the weasel, put it on the real weasel.
But that is totally up to the DM.
Maybe wait like one ritual or something before putting it onto something else.
Cool.
So yeah, Orisa, you need to attune to it. You need to have played it for a total of 24 hours. So if you want, you can just continuously play it for the next 24 hours.
God.
Or you can like,
I accept.
yeah, or you can like add it on to like every evening you spend like 3 hours and then it'll take you a little while. Or, you know, if you're traveling, you could continuously do it. Just depends on how you'd like to do it. By all means, take the irritating and vexing route. That is not a problem.
Definitely.
Even her sleep, just.
Don't worry, guys. I'll play a song for you to sleep, and then she just goes. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to it.
So the coin says it has to attune as well. Does that just mean I have to have it on my person for the next 24 hours?
Keep examining it, and yeah, like it has to like attune to like your touch, your hand, like you know how it feels, so you can use it in a heartbeat. Put it in your heart. Do a snitch.
I'm just gonna keep like rolling it around in my fingers. I'll probably trip and choke. Cool, thank you. Cool. So, what do people want to do today? They want to go and find that ugly motherfucker?
I have someone to find and someone to talk to.
Who are you talking
And
to?
I just immediately turn around and look at Varric. And I think he knows what that look means.
I'm gonna go play my harp.
The therapist will come back out from like the stables with literally everything from his mount strapped to his armor. To his backpack. And carrying his lance. Which he'll prop up against the wall. He'll cross across the redo and press an item into her hands and go, you might want to have a look at this. You're probably much better at trying to work out what it is than I am. And
For an STD thing.
It's a pregnancy test.
It's a mini test.
it'll be the brooch that I picked up off Sharpen Rock.
She looks at Bertie in the eyes and says, leave it with me.
May I take this opportunity to ask a question?
Oh.
Redo, what the hell is that crown on your head?
I got my bracelet.
Also, does the Theratas still have the cloak on?
Yeah.
Guys, what the fuck is this fancy dress party that I didn't get invited to?
Oh, I've got something for that. Can I, like, go run and get my pack and then come back with some random things?
Sure.
And then I'm just going to place one of them on top of a Precipitate. There you go!
Thanks, what is it?
I don't know, Rosie.
Hang on, what were you putting on her? Just
It's just a random thing. Maybe a top hat with, like, a mustache attached.
Yes. With like it's a top hat. It's like a bright blue top hat with chains down the side with a dangling mustache that like hangs in front of your face.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm going to rummage in my pack and bring out my taxidermied rat that is also wearing a top hat. Just stand and smile at Orisa.
I'm going to stand there, hands on my hips, looking very pleased with myself and go, you can keep that hat.
I shall add it to my inventory, thank you. But seriously, Redo, what about this crown? You have a penchant for stealing gold. I didn't realise you stole fucking crown jewels as well.
Excuse me? I'm not a thief.
Honey, I saw you back in the Walden dungeon take that gold.
I don't know what you're talking about. And this crown, well, you might want to speak to Varric about that.
Varric, are you handing out gifts to...
I love how we both have the same idea. I type faster than you, Varric!
Damn it!
Yeah.
Also, Rosie, out of character. Actually, no, I'll just message you it.
Alright. Message on either Kiki or WhatsApp. Anyway, carry on, guys. Yes, DM1, Varric nil.
Alright. What is really on about with this crown?
Well, you do notice these wings, right? They appeared when I used an item. I think she may have used that same item to get a crown, and from the looks of it, I think that he might have used it as well, and just pointing at the people who used cards from this now.
Have I not been noticing you guys? I know I was going to say I want a card. Have I not been noticing you guys getting these cards out? I thought I was supposed to be the sneaky one.
Well, would you like one?
Is it a good idea to do it in Cypher's delightful castle? Are we all going to die?
It happened before.
Remember what I said about those cards?
Yes,
I don't know what
Cypher.
these cards are. I thought they were just a game.
Yes, Cypher. I put them away, as Cypher says that.
Okay.
Not under my roof, you don't!
I'm going to whisper to Varric and go, show me them later.
Of course.
I've heard that.
You warned me not to use the cards inside. I'll keep them safe and use them outside.
Is there one that gets you a dragon as a mount? I really, really fancy having a dragon as a mount.
No comment. But there is a giant weasel!
There is one that...
giant weasel.
I can put some dragon wings, like, crafted fake dragon
Yes.
on him.
Tatashus is going to look across at Cypher and go, do you mind if I go for a bit of a stroll? I've got something I need to go do.
Need the poop.
Yep, that's fine. On you go.
He just salutes and bolts on out. Picks up his lance on the way.
Ooh, you two are talking. Ooh. So, yes, your plan for the day being to go and hunt down this Orky guy, I presume, as that is currently...
Well, I'm gonna try and find a specific group of people.
Okie dokie.
Even though I have no clue where to find them.
Which one are you looking for?
Well, I got that invitation from the Thieves Guild.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to follow up on that while we're in Lailey, because I assume that, seeing as I got it here, this might be the best place to, join them.
You've got to remember Lailey's going to blow up soon, so...
True, but then again, it's also, the best chance I have right now at finding them, and I'm not sure if the thing counts in Visha.
Yeah.
So Varric will try to stay here as long as possible to try and find the guild.
Now, Varric, remember, wrap your wings up like I told you to, and put a cloak on top of it, so your people around here do not... If you have wings that look like yours, no. Just no.
Okay, so I fold my wings up and put the cloak I have around it, but in a way that if I open up the wings, the cloak immediately falls in between it, so it doesn't hinder my movement. Boom!
Right now?
Roll me a dexterity on that with Varric.
I don't mind rolling dexterity, that's fun.
You won't be able to move quickly or stealth like this. This is just a practicality.
Yeah, it's not to stealth, it's... Well, Varric is not leaving instantly, but...
Okay, before he's about to leave out the door, please warn me.
Okay.
Thank you.
He will make a move soon, because as Apristi said, Lailey is gonna blow up, so he knows he's on the clock now.
Oh, it's fine. Hannah has her own appearance of her own.
Can I...
Rosie,
look at-
what inn is it in the poor part of town that has the
Dusty Bellows.
The Dusty Bellows, the one that leads to the black market.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the logo on somewhere in the door. He just has to mention it to the barkeep.
Cool.
Okay.
He just has to what? Sorry, you cut out a little bit for me there.
Mention it to the barkeep with the just the not showing him the letter, but just the sigil on it.
Okay. I mean, out of character, you do realise that they're no longer in the city, right?
We were.
Rob. Out of character, the guild people are no longer in the city.
Okay. Well,
I was specifically told to go look for them here.
No, that's fine. You can look for them. That's fine. They they may have taken flight, but by all means ask.
Okay.
well,
I was making sure.
Just say.
Yeah. I was making sure that Rob remembered that out of character, but that's fine.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Would Cypher know this then?
You'd know that they had plans to, but you wouldn't know that they had done. But Kalosia might. But then again, he's away and it's taking a while to send messages. So, but yeah. Just so you don't get like out of character weirded out later, because I'm sure I mentioned it. But anyway, so Varric, are you going to split off, or are you all going to sort of go together, seeing as you're looking for the orc and the thing in sort of the same place?
I'm gonna, as long as it's the same place, I'm gonna follow the group. But the second I have the feeling that I should chase the guild, I'm gonna leave the group behind for a bit.
Yeah, I was just going to reply to Varric and say, let's all go together in the guise of all going to see the orc and see what happens.
Okay. But are you sure that, you know, the big one wouldn't mind if we go out looking for these friends?
Big one? Who's the big one?
The one with the horns, the demon.
We can be sneaky.
Good.
I'm sure we can get someone to cause a distraction for us.
I think that's already worked on. Like, out of game me thinks that. But yeah.
Cool. Hey guys, let's go talk to a fucking smelly orc.
Oh, I remember where we met him, where I bought that stuff of him. Should we just try and find him there first?
I reckon he sells there a lot. He was in the dodgy kind of black market place.
Yeah, and he had this big stall, so...
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he had a stall, but he was definitely like... People knew where to get him, because that chick was all over him.
He had a stall on the black market, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's where we met his Yidrit hooker as well.
Ah, yeah, but I didn't know if he was just like leaned up.
Yeah, it could be someone else's stall that he was leaning on, of course.
Okay. Well, let's go check it out.
Rosie, also, would I would have told them, I can't remember, but we discussed it earlier, about explaining to them about who they're trying to release, the knowings, as Kel does have knowledge on that.
I think you did mention it, yeah.
Okay, no, I haven't mentioned it yet.
I'm sure I heard you say it to them.
No, not the person they're trying to release.
Okay.
Okay, well, bypassing that first, when I was explaining that, I also added on that they're trying to release the god Urfel.
Okay, you can tell them that.
The dark god Urfel, and that's what the No Wings are trying to do.
Okay. Also, the Theritas,
Can I roll to...
Narvinye. Sure. The Theritas Narvinye like sweeps forward and is like peering at you curiously.
It might be a bit of a walk, so hopefully you don't mind seeing the sights of Lailey on the way. And with that, he'll just walk on out.
Are you leaving her there with the carpet?
No, he'll be wanting to take her on the torch.
On the torch.
Okay, cool. So you're taking her, and is the carpet back on your back and everything?
No, the carpet's on the bed. In
Okay.
case Redo needs it.
Okay.
Remember, Verty, she can go in your shield and she can talk to you, aka DM, you're gonna have to make a voice up for her.
Yeah. Oh, I think she's
He
talked
doesn't
before.
know that yet.
She
Yeah, I
can't.
spoke to her once.
She can't
Yeah,
really
I told-
speak. It's
I
all
told
like
you that, Verty.
flames.
Is Redo staying behind in the mansion?
Yep.
Oh. Okay, bye, Redo.
Wait, Redo is seriously staying behind?
Yes.
Oh.
She's gonna write in her diary about what her and Betty did.
Diary. Oh my god, you wouldn't believe what happened last night.
What's Arisa doing?
She might go to the tavern, but she might practice with the harp first.
She can practice with the harp on the way.
Hey.
Well, if you do go to the tavern, then I can join you.
Yeah, let's go to the tavern and have. It'll be so much fun. And then Rudy turns around and goes, "Never mind."
Well, beats being here on my own, I guess. Maybe not.
I get free drinks.
Okay then.
Also, the mansion may not
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh,
Cypher's
yeah.
gonna say to them, make sure don't leave anything behind, because this has a couple of hours only left in it.
And
For the
anything
spell.
left in it will disappear with the mansion.
No, it just gets spat
I
out.
thought it spat out.
Yeah, it gets spat out in the room.
Yeah, in your world.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
DM's world. Oh no!
Let's all-
We
let's
left all the stolen loot in the mansion, and it just did. Oh shit!
Let's go get our stuff first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and get the carpet.
We need to rehide the aminals then, please.
Where would you like them to go?
Well, last time we hid them just outside the gates of the city. There was a rock
Leave them
area.
in your room. Just literally, just leave two, like a load of horses and a fucking boar and a dire weasel just in the room at the tavern.
Alright, well,
Do it.
you see Cypher's eyes flare up, well, like magically, with basically green, and then he says they're back where they were.
Oh, amazing. Hey, Cypher, can you magically put me in the Dusty Bellows? I'm tired and I don't want...
He just kind of looks over down at you with a bit of a grin, as you can see from like a dragon's face, or a draconic face. And he goes, "Walk, you lazy shit."
Oh. It was worth a try.
How are you tired? We just had breakfast. It's early.
Shh, I wanted to be teleported. I've never had it happen before.
Oh.
Cypher just chuckles in his own head, going, "She had a busy night," and like immediately looks at fucking Apricity with a
Wait.
look of knowing.
Wait, he said that in his own mind, right?
Yes,
Okay, no, just checking.
he is not spilling that shit to Varric.
He's a nice guy. I'm just gonna give him a wank. A wank? A wink.
What?
That came out so wrong.
Oh yeah, we are in the tavern.
Yeah, just to remind you guys that unless I'm completely remembering wrong, you guys are currently in a room.
Oh, we went into the Narnia
Yeah.
cupboard.
Oh yeah, we went to meet Mr. Tumnus.
We met Mr. Tumnus. Well, we didn't. I was disappointed.
Boo! Worst Narnia ever.
You have a Fifi. Well, what could you possibly want?
3 stars. Worst Narnia ever.
Narnia on TripAdvisor.
No, Mr.
This queen was a
Tumnus
bitch.
still gives good gifts.
Just give it a solid 3 out of 10.
Breakfast was excellent. Gifts were great. Oh
Hannah
yeah.
slowly lifts her hand and runs it through Varric's hair. Do be careful today. I might not be with you.
Might not be with me? What do you mean?
You'll know eventually.
Stop with the riddles. What?
Oh, but they're so fun. Just look at your face.
I'm loving Thomas too.
Okay, so
I'll go with Ridu and Arissa down to the tavern, but right when I leave the door, it basically when everyone's out, got everyone's stuff out, like I'm the last person to leave, the door just disappears and my form immediately changes into a human, like a noble human.
okay.
Ooh.
So you three are going down. Everybody else, where are you? What are you going? Are you going with? Well, you can't stay in the mansion, obviously. So everyone going down.
Funny, we're going down swinging.
Yeah, you're not 100% sure how the animals are now in, like, there's like a little sort of stable-ish bit out the side of the Dusty Bellows, and yeah, they're all in there now.
For the record, Vitharitus feels really gypped that he carried a mount's armor out of the city, and the mount get to teleport for free.
Good. You may continue to feel that way. The gate of the city is you're in the sort of poor end, which is up, so probably half an hour, 40 minutes walk away to get to the main gate.
Okay, thank you.
That is okay. So you're all down in the Dusty Bells, except for presumably.
What the
hell was that?
That was an expensive bike.
That sounded like the purge starting.
That's one of my neighbors who thinks that he makes himself look tough by driving around on his bike.
By revving.
Yeah,
Is this the one that fell off his bike?
Yeah, this is the same dude that fell off his bike last time, so I can't take him seriously. He was standing still and he managed to fucking fall off his bike.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that takes skill.
Yeah!
He pushed himself off to, shift the weight to his other foot. But it didn't fall far enough and the bike just collapsed back onto him.
The scratches.
And I was just looking at, looking from my balcony down at where he was doing that, and I just had to step back inside to laugh.
It was very nice of you to not laugh out our like just right there.
Yeah, no, I know that this guy also deals cocaine, so I'm not gonna make him angry.
No,
Just gonna put that out there.
he might throw things at you.
Ooh, if he throws bags of cocaine, I could sell him for lots of money.
You could do, but don't do that. We don't encourage that.
Do it.
We don't.
So just let me get my right. So Cypher, Apricity, Arissa, Hannibal, and Varric.
Yep.
You are currently still in the tavern, just in slightly different places. Hannibal, you're a little bit further back from. Fucking hell. A little bit further. It's powdered sugar. To anyone watching this, please don't take us off YouTube. And Redo and Vitharitas, you've gone out the city gate to go, or did you go out the city gate? Except you turned out the corner and saw that actually your animals are now inside the city.
I'm still in the tavern.
Yeah, that's okay. And Vitharitas,
He's gone out the city gate because he's going to be setting up his ritual out there.
okay, cool. You'll have got there, you'll have walked, and on the way you'll have seen that the animals were now in the stably bit and had your sort of moment of, for fuck's sake. Ooh, cake! Why are we looking at cake now? Is it because I said powdered sugar? Now I'm hungry. I'm hungry now. That's not fair. Now I'm hungry. Aww. I haven't got any pudding in the house, and to order pudding at the local place you have to also order a pizza, but I've already had dinner and I don't want pizza. Oh.
Then you order a pizza for Rob and pudding for yourself.
I'm not made of money, sadly.
Does Bothwell ever do a pizza day?
What?
Does Bothwell ever do a pizza day?
They have pizza, like, in the evening, there's, like, hot food. And I'm sure there was pizza there before. They had, like, chips, they had so many things to choose from, it was unreal. And this is coming from a vegan. I had so many options, it was unreal. So you guys will have, like, millions.
That's so good.
That's good, I'm a really picky eater, so that's really good news.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, don't worry. The one thing I'm going to warn you is please steer clear of toast. We don't want the castigin.
Yeah, no one's allowed to have toast anymore, no.
Well,
Can I tell you a secret?
What?
So one of the things that we're doing with Boys Weeks is we're giving them dares. So the more dares they do, the more points they score. And one of the dares is burn your toast.
No way.
Amazing.
I'm telling the headmistress on you.
How dare you? I thought you liked me.
Yeah, Kitsune would not give a fuck.
How are Kitsune and Hilfred gonna get along?
Well, we haven't kind of finalised it, but the Horny Fawn might be interested. Anyway.
Right,
Well,
sorry.
shall we go find our local drug dealer?
Yeah.
The wheels on the bus go round,
Round
round.
and round. Okay. So, you guys, Varric, are you going to go with them for now and go to find this guy?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Alright, so, you guys will need to go into the back and down through the cellar again to go and get into the black market. So is that the way you're going to go?
Oh, as we go through the pub, can I wave hello to? No.
I'll give it to you in a minute, but I will let you try and remember it first because it's more fun.
Burge! I'm gonna just do a little salute to Burge.
He lifts his pork pie hat up and returns it down. We now return to your regularly scheduled shenanigans. Oh my god, try saying that 3 times. Your regularly scheduled shenanigans. Oh my god, I can't do it.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled shenanigans.
Of course, the bard does it perfectly. Alright, as you wave to him and you guys sort of move towards the back bit where you got into the black market, Bird sort of shuffles his way over and says, opening hours not for a while, there's no one down there right now. I'd come back in a couple hours. There ain't open yet. But I hear there's some hullabaloo going on up near the castle if you want to go check it out. I'm might going to try and get my morning break so I can go have a look. Sounds entertaining though, there's a lot of crowd there. Not sure what's going on, probably an execution or something.
Wait, who are we executing?
You're not executing anyone.
Aww.
But Bird says that there's what sounds like an execution or something, hullabaloo going on up near the castle, and loads of people have been walking past going to go up there.
I'm going to whisper to the rest of the group and say, I wonder if anybody's noticed that Rox is...
Dunno. I would think that he's the kind of person that no one would really miss in life.
So who wants to go and check out a nice beheading or something?
She says, casually, whilst wearing her fantastic top hat.
Oh yeah, I forgot to have my top hat on.
Well, you aren't dressed for an execution. It's like, I am a fancy gnome.
I'm going to get the rat back out and bounce it on my shoulder. I'm on the rat again.
Make fancy pants to gnome.
Alright, so yeah, do you guys want to head off and see what all the hullabaloo is about for a couple of hours before the black market is open? I love you guys, you're so cute, you're so lawful good. It's like, oh, it's 8 AM in the morning, let's see if all the bad guys are awake. It's like, no, they're clearly not. It's like, they're bad guys, they're quite clearly having a lie-in.
And people want drugs at any time of the day. I've heard.
Evil plans.
Oh,
We are making evil plans.
Yes.
Since you're a gnome and there are gnomes in Bothwell, would they like this that I bought the other day?
Eris is a human.
Why are they appearing sideways? What the hell? Just a
Um,
second, there seems to
Hannah?
be a technical.
Hannah, quick mention that Arissa is the human. The gnome is a priest.
Yes, sorry, a priestly. Mom,
Eris is a filthy,
I don't have my
filthy
notes
human.
near me. I only usually follow the notes. Sorry. Sorry. I'm very bad at names.
And they all begin with an A and they've got complicated letters in, it's just confusing.
I've spent years in the class with people I never memorized their names. I
That
am
coffee
bad at
is
this.
really freaky. It keeps
Yeah,
looking
I
at
I don't know
me.
if the image is going to appear sideways. If it does, I apologize. It's this form. But Apricity, would they like this?
Ooh!
I find that racist and highly offensive.
but also yes, because it's chocolate.
Well, and also that is kind of what rock gnomes look like. They're like a bit gross. As forest gnomes are much nicer looking.
So I shall be giving this to gnomes at Bothwell. Okay. I don't think you guys realize just how much candy I'm going to be bringing to Bothwell.
I approve.
Basically, no one who isn't. If you're Wissenforth, don't bring anything.
Gina's box of snacks is
Like, literally, I love giving people candy because I myself hate candy, but I like the way it looks. See? I'm a very generous person.
How does one hate?
I don't like sweets. I just how it works.
Yeah, I'm actually taking for Bothwell I'm taking shitloads of my own coffee, and I'm taking a kettle for my bedroom and a kettle for the Wissenforth common room.
Oh, please do that. I need coffee.
Gareth and I, because we're sharing a room.
Carry on, sorry, I had to
will
do
have
that.
a kettle. Do you want to borrow our kettle?
Well,
Yes, we visit you.
in my house I currently have
I wonder who I'm going
yes,
to
Annie, you can come visit my bedroom. I currently have 3 kettles in my house, so the posh one is going to go in Wissenforth common room, and then my bedroom is getting it. Oh my god, I hope we get rooms new.
visit each other. Yay!
Not Gina, sorry. Sabs, who are you sharing with?
Stacy.
Wait, how
Who are you sharing with?
I don't know.
I haven't requested anyone, I just was like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, well that happened to me last time and I was just like, I don't know, I'll have whoever because I'm a friendly person and I'm playing Fifi, who is the friendliest motherfucker ever, so...
He doesn't snore when I'm not going to sleep.
Yeah, but Rosie, didn't last time work out like kinda horribly for you? Because
Yeah, let's not go on that side then.
like just when I'm fair.
I have no memory of that
I
person.
remember last time I barely spoke to anyone in the dorms because I was up stupidly early to do plot-related stuff, so I was in full makeup, full costume by like 6 AM, and then by half 6 I was up doing like dance practice and flash mobs and things, so I never saw anyone. So
Wow.
I did my morning runs like while we were at the dorms.
dormitory fun. But yes, yes, redo
Also, I met
the redo the brooch. You can't tell exactly, but it seems to give like protection to whoever's wearing it.
Okay. Thank you.
And so, as you guys feel free to carry on how many kettles and things you're going to bring, we'll all just queue up, and you'll hear a knock, Gina, just in the morning, like, knock, 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 and you open your bleary eyes, all naked together in the bed, and at the door there'll be, like, Fifi, fully made up, and, like, a line of 20 other people, like, morning!
You need one of those machines for, like, pulling numbers.
Yeah! Hang on, is this a jump in bed or
that's a good idea. I should make wake-up call candy. Oh yes, I'm gonna post about this.
Do that.
I'm not gonna tell you which room I'm in if you're coming up for a wake.
In your mouth, there was that pop. That would be a great thing to wake up to. I'm also gonna bring a lot of those bracelet candies.
I think I may have misheard it, or audio may have messed that up. But I think that the thing I heard you say is not X-rated, like it's not rated family friendly.
Wait,
because
who are you speaking to?
You, Hannah. Because all I heard you say was that you were going to bring the treat that they put in their mouth and then it goes pop.
That's what it does, damn it. It pops. It crackles. It's really cool. Well, at least I think it's cool. I don't like candy, but my friends say it's cool. So.
Cool. Hey, let's go and see someone get their head chopped off.
Yes, let's
go. But we're just gonna watch. Can't we just participate for fun?
Varric eyes the rest of his party members, and everyone takes a step back.
I'm gonna look directly at Hannah and be like, you need to play it cool, okay?
Wait, what? Sorry?
If we're gonna go and watch this execution thing, you need to play it cool. You have a weird thing about eating body parts. I saw you in the black market.
Oh, you saw that, didn't you? Well, it's not random body parts, it's rare body parts. So I'm pretty sure I'll be okay.
What counts as a rare body part?
Oh, please stop.
Well,
it's the 11th toe.
Dragons, wings, claws, gnomes, purple eyes.
Just gnomes in general.
I immediately just turn around and look at fucking Hannibal as like the eyes of no.
They're quite yummy, you know. I've tasted all kinds of people.
Oh my god, I just looked up. I literally looked up. As you said, they're quite yummy, and the first thing I read was third nipple. I was like, oh my god.
Okay.
So, you guys walk down the road.
So how far did we get down the road this time before the next distraction?
About 2 steps. Oh, Prissity, you just fucked up, and you didn't even know how you did it. Anyway. Arissa knows.
Oh my god.
You would write that, wouldn't you?
It's okay, you're not gonna die, it's fine. So you guys... You'll find out. You guys head down the road, Arissa looking sideways at Apricity, thinking, And you guys...
You praisingly, you must worry.
You guys head on down and you see and hear a big group of people, big massive crowd, and a lot of people sort of running excitedly, and you can see kids like holding hands and pulling each other like, come on, come on! And they're all running towards the same spot, and you can see a huge towering castle just on the side of the cliffs. And you guys...
Oh, honey, I didn't want her heart. I wanted her body.
Fair. Edit it. Better?
So, you guys, just in front of the Taliesin Castle, you see a huge, high execution area. And it has, like, scaffolding, which would hang nooses off. But right now, it has a big block and a tall, hooded executioner with a very large axe in his hand. and there's a guy, sort of a middle-aged human male with sort of dark hair and a slightly greying beard. It looks like he's very well kept. He looks quite wealthy. He's wearing very nice clothes, but they've got some grub on them. It looks as if he might have been detained in a hurry and potentially thrown in prison. You can see sort of like marks. No, you can't. Sorry, you can't shoot the rope. Sorry. I love how you instantly assume they must be innocent, though. It's very good of you. It's very good of you. It's very Skyrim as well, actually. Anyway, so you guys see huge crowds of people. Some of them cheering and chanting. Some of them jeering. Some of them looking on in entertainment or excitement. Some of them have brought food to throw at the condemned person. You can see a man. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's amazing.
This is how I want my life to be from now on. I want to be paraded around looking like that.
Carried around by a group of people whilst you look fabulous.
With wings? Hell yeah.
Right,
Anyway, I'm distracted now, sorry.
Sorry, I was having a convo about wings in a different group.
Oh, okay. Well, I still approve of the picture entirely, so carry on. So you guys see a tall man, human, and he has sort of a dark auburny hair, and he's wearing a very large crown and regal robes, and he has several guards around him, and he is currently announcing to the crowd of people, he's currently saying things as you join up. And this...
Rosie, can you say that bit again? Sorry, you went, he's currently...
Yeah, I didn't hear it either.
He's currently stood surrounded by guards speaking to the crowd. He's explaining some things. As you guys walk up, you hear him saying, "To be put to death for high treason and crimes against not only the crown, but not only the city, but the people of Lailey and the people of Borsin, is to be beheaded until dead." And you hear him sort of carrying on in this vein. And the crowd sort of cheer over the top of this. Do you guys want to get near the front? Do you want to say you're sort of quite near the back, but you can see what's going on? Do you want to push forward, or do you want to stay where you are?
I would like to send Warmin a little bit closer, please, if I may.
Wait, what would make him an ally of ours?
Well, high treason to the crown, I think that very much explains everything and everything. And against the king?
Not all traitors against the king are friends of mine, so no.
I'm speaking to the group in general. Friends of all of yours? She's just asking a question, and then she just stays quiet when you say no.
Well, Varric will actually reply what I just said.
Okay.
And then
you
he
haven't
wants
heard
to push
yet.
forward.
Alright.
A dude with a crown.
The dude with the crown is announcing who is dying. He's speaking to the crowd. The guy who's being held and ready to be beheaded is sort of like a middle-aged human man with dark hair and sort of a greying beard. He too looks quite well off, he looks quite fancy, nowhere near as fancy as, and this is obviously the king who's speaking, nowhere near as fancy as the king, but he does look very fancy, sort of like Sharpin Rot level of fancy.
That movie.
So when we were back in the castle where Emily was, did we ever see the dad? Or was he always gone the whole time?
No, you didn't see him. He was gone, I believe.
Okay, we wouldn't be able to look up and recognise it. Oh, would there have been any, like, grand paintings of him in Emily's castle?
Ooh, I saw we saw the family portrait in the armory thing.
Yeah, well, Varric, you did. Arista, you might have done. Do you two want to roll...
I specifically showed it to her.
Okay, cool. In which case, you guys can roll an intelligence check to see if you remember.
Shit.
or 10. Blah.
So I rolled a nat one. So I think Varric starts drooling.
Varric walks into the back of someone's head.
Wait, did Rita go with them?
Oh, Rita, did you see the picture?
No.
No, me and Varric snuck down, didn't we?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about someone in the crowd.
No, that's okay.
My bad.
That's alright. Okay.
This is Varric right now.
Think. Yeah, Varric, you've got no idea. Apricity, you're at the back, you're towards the back of the crowd. Were you pushing forward with Varric?
Yeah, now that I've clocked that it could be that guy and I saw his picture, I'd like to push forward a bit further to see if I can...
He does look similar, but in as much as he's a fairly well-off, dark-haired, noble guy with fancy clothes on. Like, you're not 100%... You're remembering it, but you're sort of hazy on the details. It didn't seem particularly important at the time, so... With a 12, I'll say, Can everybody roll me a perception check who is at the execution?
Can I make so that while Hannibal is following them, can she be glaring at the humans in front of her so that there's a small path as she walks forward?
Sure.
Okay, that's what's happening, people.
So where's the crowd going?
The crowd, now that you have done your thing, you come into the city and there's like not a lot of people about, but you do hear a big sort of the noise of a crowd that's off towards the castle, and you see some stragglers running and people heading off in that direction. And even though you're the Theritas, you would still be clever enough to think, lots of noise. That might be where my people are.
How does perception work again? I roll the dice and then what do I add?
Add your perception. Just it'll be on your list next to
it's
like
13 and I got a 15 when I rolled, so
you add the modifier, the little number.
But it's a 13.
That's passive perception, I believe.
Yeah, passive perception. You need your normal perception. So go down the list. It'll be under things like persuasion and performance.
Okay.
And it'll have a little number like a plus.
It's a 3. Okay.
Yeah. So plus 3, so you'll have a 15 total if you roll. No, you rolled a 13, so you'll have a 16.
No, I rolled a 15.
Oh, you rolled a 15, so you'll have an 18. There you go.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Everybody who rolled above a 14. You guys, the crowd is like roaring now. The guy's being stepped up and like he's got his head on the block, and you guys hear it announced. And I'll type this as well. Anyone who watches this online will see it before you die. You do.
Before you die? What?
sorry. I'm thinking about what he was saying at the same time.
Wait, who's talking about dying?
The DM, which is very fucking worrying.
Alright. So, anyone who's above 14, you hear the king announce for treason, sentenced to die by beheading, Karl Marxus. And the guy has his head on the block, and the crowd starts cheering and throwing food, and he gets splattered by a tomato, and you guys can hear around you, like, even people who didn't roll high, you guys can hear the crowd, and they're shouting things like, we're all gonna get overrun by demons because of you, Chavis is gonna fall and we're gonna be next, couldn't just have an alliance, where's your daughter? And those people are like bringing up the child, like, where's your daughter, where's your fucking daughter? And all this. And Emily sends her regards, Varric!
I thought you meant to be good, Varric.
Hey, my character sheet said something entirely different up until I changed it like a week ago. I mean, that may have been accidental, but doesn't matter. It said something entirely different.
By accident. So yeah, as you guys watch, the executioner draws his massive axe, and I mean like humongous axe. Vitheritas, you trot up to the back of the group, quite literally trotting on your new mount, which I'll let you show everyone in a moment. And you haven't heard who it is, but you see a guy. You spot some of your companions in the back of the crowd, and you see this guy, the axe, come up, and with a stunk, Karl Marx is beheaded, and his head falls into a basket, which is then picked up by a guard at the bottom, and it's shown to the crowd, and then shoved onto a pike, and then taken away by another guard, presumably to be gone and put somewhere.
Ooh, look at the mount.
He now has a new elk mount, so Vitheritas is like sat at the back of the crowd looking all magnificent.
An armored demon elk.
A fiery tiefling on top of fiery elk with a fiery shield bint.
And
In
fire.
majestic armor.
And a fire friend.
Yeah, that was a fire bint.
Oh, right, yeah.
We need fucking fan art of this.
We do. We need fans.
Let's start there.
Just say consistency is important to the paladin.
If not.
Yeah, you missed it. You literally missed his
He
head.
literally just got beheaded, and his head got thrown into a basket and then put onto a big spike and then carried away. The king is like quieting down the crowd, and before he walks away, he says, I must apologize, but encourage you all to remain calm. Never fear, we are working hard on alliances with Travis, and the Taliesin name shall not allow harm to come to our citizens. And then he gets led away with all his guards, and they head back up into the castle.
Could I use my mage hand Lailey, whatever it's called, to loot the corpse?
Well,
it's invisible, and it allows me to pocket something without anyone noticing. They are allowed to roll something, but he's dead, so I doubt he would be able to do that.
well, his body is currently surrounded by like 3 guards and an executioner, but sure.
Well, it says it's a spectral hand, but invisible.
Uh-huh.
But once the thing is inside the hand, it also becomes invisible.
I believe so, yeah. We'll go with that for now, because it's more fun. So, could you just roll a sleight of hand just for, like, manoeuvring around the clothes and the people and, like...
Oh, yeah. 19 total.
Okay, yeah.
And starts to you.
Alright, yeah, you managed to sort of sneak the invisible hand. Are you going to go through, like, all his pockets, or is there any particular place you want to look for?
I'm looking for, like, any jewels that he's wearing, and pocket, and concealed hidden... I'm going to pat the guy down.
Okay.
Oh. Marissa. Yeah. The guy was a dick. I hate him. He was so mean to me.
Ah, the hatred of a guy you never met. Ah.
That's why I can hate him.
You find no gold on his person. It's obviously all been removed from him. You do find a rolled up scroll. Ooh. And you find like a very fancy quill.
Cool. I shall pocket it for now and do it later.
Alright. The body is picked up and led away. And the crowd is like cheering and laughing and starting to disperse now. And you guys notice at the back of the crowd as you turn around that Vitheritas has appeared behind you. on his giant elk, looking rather interesting.
Ridiculous.
Rather fabulous.
Hey, Redo, you can think he's ridiculous, or you can think he's extra sexy. It's entirely up to you.
Oh, can I go near the elk and it becomes extremely frightened as soon as I go near him and almost like make Grizzly fall down when it Redo? Or who's on the elk?
With the hair test.
Yes, you almost fall down.
Double check.
Can I do that? Captain?
Let me just check. Find Steed.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Hello.
As I was saying to...
I like that. You must all address me as such from now on. Carry on.
While standing on a table.
Yes. I was saying, I told you before that animals, Anna, they're scared of her. Can I make so she goes near Veritas, and as soon as she's near the elk, it starts thrashing and almost getting him off of him just to get away?
Sure. The Veritas do an animal handling check.
Yeah, that's happening, Veritas.
Yes. Yes, I would. No one's awesome like Captain DM. No one does things like Captain DM. I'll think of the rest of the lyrics of that song later.
No one scrolls just over, just
Rosie?
like Captain DM.
Yes?
Yes or no? Just
Yeah.
for what I sent.
I haven't read it yet. Hang on. Everyone's sending me things!
Bum bum bum. Time for the top up. My whiskey ran out. Time for more.
Oh no! Alright, the Theratus, you managed to steady the elk and...
There's no one else wiser or loony. The other is covered in dice.
I like that.
Probably gonna have to a whole song for you at some point.
It's tough to be a god, but when you get the player's nod, it doesn't matter.
Did you know that they are officially lovers, by the way? They were meant to be lovers.
I think it works better that way. I like it better as a movie.
Yeah,
Hannibal, he's steadied his elk and is pointing his lance at you, by the way. Just so you're aware.
Shit, do I notice that?
Step away from the mount.
Away from the mount.
Rosie, do I notice that happening?
Do a perception, because you move forward into the crowd.
18.
While he's... Oh. Would he be standing next to the king then?
No, the king's gone. The king's gone back inside the castle. Why would Theratos be near the king?
No, not Verti.
Who?
Barrick.
What I sent you.
Huh?
Oh.
No! No, the thing you're sending me is like for way later.
Yeah, I mean to spot him just now, that's all.
No, he wouldn't be there.
Okay.
He'd be in the cave by the sea. Anyway.
So we're going for the beach party now.
No, that bit is a NPC drama that will come out maybe later, depending on what you do. So yeah, sorry. Varric, what was your perception?
My perception was 18 total.
Okay, yeah, you spot this happening.
Okay, in that case, card loyalty kicks in, I guess. I pulled an arrow.
Oh.
What's wrong, Verti?
It would seem his mom doesn't like me.
My mount very much doesn't like you. Please step back.
Oh, is the little beastie scared of me?
I think it might be the other way around. If you don't back away.
You heard the man.
Oh, it's fine. All animals have that same reaction to me or to anyone of my kind. They just don't like us. Of course, we usually turn them into toys if they annoy us. That's besides the point.
What do elks like, or what does your particular elk like, Bertie?
Leather.
He likes what Verti likes, so this elk likes you.
Well, considering his elk is just as intelligent as Furry. A person
Even
elk.
more intelligent.
Oh, crap. So I accidentally made zoom in on Discord. How do I zoom out?
Control and then scroll back.
It's not working.
Redo apparently.
Then how the heck did you zoom in?
I have no idea. I accidentally clicked a button and I don't remember which button.
Press escape.
No, it's still a bit zoomed in.
I'll look it up.
I'm doing the same
I
now.
can still read. It's just the letters are bigger.
Can you hit Control minus for me?
Minus. Where's the minus on this thing?
Usually on the numpads on the right, and otherwise it's
Okay.
next to the plus and equal to
Yeah,
sign.
no, nothing's happening.
Okay, that's all I got. Sorry.
I always do this, stupid computer.
It's alright, we can still hear you, so it's okay.
No, I can still read. It's just that everything is bigger, and it's annoying. Because it's too big for me.
So is the elk looking at itself, Redo?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure.
Elk's like, God damn, I look fine.
Look at my fiery feet.
Look at this armor, man. Look at this. Oh, look at those antlers. Oh, god damn.
God damn, I'm good.
I would like to walk up to Vitheritas on his amazing steed and ask him what its name is.
Rosie, can I in the meantime offer a Pristy a card if she was interested in that, and I promised to do it when we were outside.
Oh, I remember what I told you about the cards as soon as they appear, what would happen.
What did you tell me about the cards?
No, not to you, to the captain. Oh, Captain, Captain.
Yes.
I will message you.
Yeah, put it so it's at the bottom of the messages so that I can double check. Yes, you may. And Vitheritas is thinking.
No, the quote specifically is, "Oh, Captain, my Captain."
So its name is Wotan.
Is that as in like Wotan clan?
Oh,
that was dreadful.
Wotan. I'm putting that in my notes now, it's official.
Vicky, do me a favor. Put your hand out and slap it for me.
I know, sorry, hang on. I did it. I'm still sick from the festival, my brain is not working.
Okay, so he told you that the name is Wotan, and you are now being offered a card by Varric, and I am getting messages, so I'll read that while you're deciding what you want to do.
I'm going to look at Varric and say, what kind of game is this?
It's the game of you pull a card and something happens. And I honestly have no clue what happens.
Cypher just literally face palms. About 20 feet, 30-foot step away from Varric.
Yeah. Is this a good idea to do it with all these people around here? Ah, fuck it, I'm gonna take a cup.
The cards are powerful in that they draw you in.
Yeah.
Okay, so so I'm just replying to like 3. So are you taking the card?
Yeah.
Is it just 1 or 2? How many do you take?
Oh.
I'm holding the deck out, so.
If I take 2, did both work, or am I just like going into the deck?
The effects might stack. It might also be that the first effect kills you and the second effect never takes place.
Yeah.
Basically.
If I die because of you, Varric, I'm going to be very upset. I've already been threatened.
Hey, I'm just offering you the cards. I don't know what they do, what they are capable of. All I know is they gave me wings. They gave Rido a crown, and I don't really know what else they do.
If they gave the Theritas that natty cloak, because that would look great with my...
I slap Varric in the back of the head and say to him, I told you what they did.
So, Apricity, could you roll me a d20, please? Also, yes, Varric!
Apricity, did you take a card already?
Hannibal is looking at you with a little bit of drool hanging off the side of her mouth, like she's looking at the card like, I want to taste that.
Pretty much, yes.
What, looking at the card like she wants to eat it, or looking at me like she wants to...
Looking at the card like she wants to eat it.
I am really scared of her right now.
She's tried to summon it to come to her, but the card won't move. The magic of the cards, you can't summon one or pull it or make it jump to you. You have to pull it. So.
Okay, I've taken a card.
Okay.
You know what?
Roll a d.
I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. Okay.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
Just turning the pages here to just check how they've shuffled today. Okay, could you then roll me a d6, please?
Oh shit, I've got one of those out. Hang on.
You're
Oh
turning
god,
into an
I'm
animal.
gonna die.
No, you're turning into
Oh, I
an
rolled
animal.
another 5.
Okay.
Can I pull out, like I still have my bow and arrow out, can I aim it at Hannah's head again?
Oh, thank you, Varric.
I already looked the card.
Okay. It tastes of ridiculously strong magic, which to you would basically taste like really sour Skittles. Like, really sour. Like, really strong. It's not evil particularly, it's just really powerful magic.
Sour Skittles are good though, so
Yeah.
can I have a box as well?
Like, super, super, super strong. Like, burn
I like
your tongue off
challenging
kind
limits.
of.
Okay, she
Varric, are you
wiggled
good?
her nose. And
Yeah.
go, oh my, that is a little more potent than I expected. I'm not sure if you should be handling those, but good luck.
Okay.
Hey, it worked out well.
Apricity, the card you pull, it has like exclamation points and stars on it. And you look at it and you feel a sort of ripple go through you, like, phew, and then the card sort of turns into mist and goes back in the deck and it shuffles inside the box.
I'm gonna kind of look at my hands and look to Varric and say, is that it?
I don't know. It's gonna do something. I mean, not all of it's gonna be good, but not all of it's gonna be bad, and it can be really good. So I don't know. Something might happen. Maybe we should just give it a second, and I just stare intently.
Okay. She looks the same.
Also, I close the box, stuff it between my body armor, so that it's stuck between my chest and my armor, so that I feel it at all times.
Okay, noted.
Specifically so that it can't be stolen.
Okay.
Can I try and cast a minor illusion cantrip and just make a loud bang right next to Hannah's head? I just want to check like a simple magic.
Wait, what? What happened? What am I doing?
Sure.
I'm trying to work out what this card does, so I've just tried to see if my magic still works. So I'm just doing a minor illusion cantrip and I'm bang down in your head, Hannah.
Yeah, it works. The bang goes off.
Well,
right next to your head, Hannibal, you hear a sudden bang. Why is everyone liking it with an aubergine?
That's not an aubergine, it's an eggplant.
Yeah, it's dangerous is what it is.
just checking.
So yeah, you can still do magic. You still have everything on you. You still look the same. You don't appear to have sprouted wings or a crown. You feel the same.
Ridu, you noticed, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to.
So yeah, you guys, you're stood with the Theritas. Could Varric
Oh yeah, that's me.
a Priscity and a Riss. No. All of you who are there, can you roll a perception check?
Oh, I rolled 26.
Fucking hell, man.
Do I need to roll as well?
Yes, you can do.
Feather beard, feather beard, feather beard. She needs like a full beard made out of feathers.
I'm not even gonna put mine in.
I'm sulking too hard about not having a crown, so I rolled terribly.
And I'm too, what's the word?
Hungry.
I was gonna say I'm smirking and just being, like, haha, I have a crown, she doesn't.
I'm gonna keep looking sulkily at Redo and looking at the crown.
Okay. The Theritas, Hannibal, Drax, Varric.
Holy Jesus.
Fucking hell, man.
Okay, so basically everyone except for Redo and Apricity, you guys notice that the orc, Dunich, is in the crowd. He is walking away in the company of the same girl you saw with the sort of reddy hair.
Red hair!
Can I stealth towards him?
Sure. Roll it with disadvantage for the wings, though. Like, you've tucked them away, but they're still feeling awkward.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so that's the first and that's the second. It didn't become that bad. I mean, it's 17 total now.
Okay. Yeah, so Varric sneaks off in their direction. Everyone else, what would you like to do?
Oh, wait, no, I don't go near them. Never mind, Varric is gone.
What did we see, sorry?
You saw the orc, Dunich, and he is with the red-haired girl that he was with in the black market. And they're walking up towards the castle. And there's quite a few guards nearby them as well. Varric, you notice as you're getting up close. You guys also notice that Varric spots them, and then he has sort of moved away from you guys.
I'll casually pace behind Varric.
I've not noticed what the fuck's going on, so...
The Tharashus will point in the direction for those that didn't notice and go, isn't that who we're looking for?
I'll look over and be like, oh yeah, that's the dude. And then... can we see, like, is he walking to anywhere in particular, or is he just kind of hanging around in the crowd?
They are heading up, the two of them, towards the castle. They're following on where the king went, with guards either side of them as well. They don't look like they're sort of being taken prisoner, but they are walking like they've got like a chaperone.
Okay. I will follow after the Dunich guy then, now that Vitheritas has pointed him out. I'm going to walk far away from Vitheritas though, no offense buddy, but you look ridiculous in this city. I mean, you look fabulous, but you look ridiculous in this city.
Someone, right? Moving away.
Hey?
Everyone is moving away?
Yeah.
Okay. My captain, the moment has been given to us.
Okie dokie.
Before Arisa can follow them, Hannibal grabs her by the wrist. and makes her turn around. And you have the stage, my captain.
Okie dokie.
Just for that scene, the rest I'll describe.
That's okay. Just being sent so many messages about Bothwell, good lord. Okay, so Arissa, you were preparing to follow them, right?
I was playing in the tavern.
Uh-huh. In which case, Hannibal, you can go back and see Arissa if you want.
Oh, she was not with us? Oh, my bad.
No.
Okay. Then she's going back to Arissa's place.
Okay. Okie dokies, do any of you want to go back and let Arissa know where you are going?
Don't do it!
That's metagaming, though.
This is... Well, no, you would potentially want to let her know that you are following people.
Yeah, no, I meant the don't do it.
Oh, okay.
So unfortunately, I can't base myself on that, because otherwise I am so fucking scared for what the heck Hannah is up to.
No, that's fine. Alright, Hannah, you head back into the Tavern of Dusty Bellies. You see Arissa. There's quite a few morning people there, like bleary-eyed, having coffee. Vitheritas shouts, "Where's Arissa?"
I think she was in the tavern. I don't remember her following us.
He's just gonna shrug, presume she's safe there.
Are you going to follow on your elk, passing the crowd?
Yeah.
Okay.
DM,
Yes.
are we within 120 feet of the tavern by any chance?
Ooh.
Let me consult my map.
Dozy?
Yes.
In the meantime, can I spend a spell slot to cast Hunter's Mark on
On.
Dunich?
Yes, you may.
Ooh.
I do that and then I turn back.
You're over 120 feet. You're more like 240 away from the tavern at the moment, really.
Okay, thank you.
I Hunter's Mark the dude and then I turn back to meet up with the group again, because hell no, I ain't stealthing away again.
Okay, cool. So you meet back up with the group. They're not hard to find. You see the elk and go from there.
Hannah arrives at the tavern and enters.
Cool. And then you're just doing the same thing you would have done if she was with you, right? So meanwhile, at the tavern, Dusty Bellows, Redo is not there. Why am I saying Redo? Oh, because I'm reading messages. Sorry, your name popped up at the bottom of my messages. Like, Redo? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. No, never mind. The other Redo.
Redo 2.0.
Redo 273589. No. Arissa is playing, entertaining the morning drowsy people, getting to know her harp. That sounds a little dodgy. Practicing her finger. No, that sounds a little. She's barding. We'll just leave it there. She's barding.
Working on her minors.
That also sounds dodgy. You've just been out hanging out with Sharpin Rock. You don't want to be throwing that sort of sentence around.
Clicking her G-string.
Everybody wants to be a redo. Okay. So Arissa, you are playing, and this is in extension to how Daisy you can normally be. You feel a little bit hazy and a bit sort of like, like the world's a little bit shiny and a little bit sort of sparkly around the edges, and you can't quite concentrate for a little while. And you see like a face in front of you, and you can't quite make it out because your eyes are sort of swimming a little bit. And you see it's got 3 eyes, like 2 normal eyes that are staring intently at you. They're really big, like almost anime eyes. And you see a 3rd one that's like really bright in the forehead of this person. And as you sort of stare at it, you sort of like feel a little dink on the back of your head, like someone has like stroked you but then poked you or something.
It's a quick stroke and poke.
It's a quick stroke and poke. Hashtag stroke and poke.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Is it
We're aroused, motherfucker.
And then you see a hand sort of go past your face, and then it waves over your body, and then you sort of, the world goes all sparkly again. You sort of like sat there like, you're quite relaxed. You just sort of feel like, that's a weird daydream.
I turn to the barkeep and say, "Can I get a coffee?"
Oh man, the meme and gift game's on point tonight, guys.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Just to make it like a slightly more fair game, if you want to find gifts quickly, you should try out something that I've been using at least. If you type /Giphy and then whatever you want behind it, it will search the Giphy page for gifts that have the same tags. It improves your gift game by about 100%.
Oh no, everyone's gonna do it now.
Oh, that one is great, Redo.
Arissa, can you do me a perception check? What did you just search? Surprise fabulous pajamas?
I searched for surprise.
Oh, okay. That's just like Arissa every morning.
Hello! Good morning! Good morning! Good morning to you!
It's Arissa at breakfast. Yes, Fertie, yes.
I think Arissa does that as she slides down the stairs, like down the banister.
Yep.
Yes, Fertie, yes.
And Barrick's stepping out of stealth, like, I'm here! Stab, 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 stab. Ta-da!
Surprise, who should I shoot?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Arissa, with that awesome roll, you see Hannibal is now in the tavern. You're not sure when she arrived. She's got like a very odd smile on her face, and she's sort of looking at you, and then she's like gonna like pat you on the stomach and go and walk away. Are you gonna stay in the tavern, or are you gonna head back again?
Oh, she's gonna head back to Varric.
Just a random.
I think Arissa's gonna follow her. Just like,
Arissa's a puppy. Belly rubs.
yeah. She's like, I won't go belly rub.
Rub my belly! No, now Varric, that's your surprise, motherfucker.
I'm glad Rot is dead if there's mini Arissas running around.
Oh god.
Oh, I'm just finding amazing gifts right now. That is perfect for every situation. But I can't share all of them because there's too many. Okay, Hannibal, you are being followed by a girl with a harp.
She knows. She's still just smiling. Outside with 5 minutes old.
Oh my god, beautiful. I love it. So, Arissa, you follow Hannibal, who I'm going to say for the sake of argument. Oh my god, it's like Troy, only he's blue. Anyway, yeah, you guys join up back with the group, and you guys are... The crowd is thinning now, and you can still see the orc and the flamey-haired girl and the guards, and they're walking... They're nearly at the castle now. They've walked up the big, long path, and they've nearly got in the gate. Yeah, it's blue, like he's like a grey colour, so...
Oh! I was imagining like bright blue. and I got confused for a second.
That would be amazing. I will die
You
him.
can make that happen.
Where did you go, Hannibal?
Oh, she's here. Oh, I was here all along.
Okay. I mean, Varric, as you know, was not here, so that makes sense that he wouldn't know. What the heck did you search for, Lidu? Because that's majestic as fuck.
I should ask on the wrong counters.
Beautiful.
Is this a D&D game or a fucking meme game?
It's both. Always.
It's the meme. Who's echoing? But yeah, what's happening now?
Yeah, so you guys are me off like a bard off any better. Yeah, you guys are watching them, they're walking up into the castle. Arissa, you get caught up on it. This is the orc that you guys, well, a lot of you guys wanted to talk to again, and he's heading up into the castle with the same gal where the king has gone. And
Can I go up and say hi?
I mentioned to the entire party that I cast Hunter's Mark on him. Well, not specifically that, but I marked him, so we'll be able to find him within the hour.
Okay. Also, Arissa, they probably mentioned to you that Karl Marxus has been beheaded.
Boo! Ooh, can I take this opportunity to open up the scroll that I stopped?
Oh, yes, you can. In it is a hastily written note. It is from Sharpin Rot to Karl Marxus, and it's asking him. It's pleading with him. It's imploring him. Just bring your daughter. Tell them where you hid her. Tell them where he is. We can go ahead and we can save you.
Aw, they're lovers.
Not quite, but sure.
I'm just gonna snort and put it back in the...
Also, Apricity. You are getting eyed by a couple of people as the crowd is dispersing. A few people have given you a look of sort of admiration. A couple of women have pulled their children away from you and sort of gone, ugh, and pulled their children and walked away from you. And a couple of men have sort of looked at you and given you a wink. And
wait, what happened?
Uh-oh.
I think the card magic is showing.
Oh my god.
Apricity pulled a card and no, she's exactly the same. Exactly the same physically.
Is she wearing any clothes?
Yeah, she's she's completely the same.
Pheromones.
What the heck happened?
I'm gonna kind of just look about and just carry on walking. I'm not gonna mention anything.
If this is like a massive charisma boost, you owe me one, Apricity.
Yeah, my Apricity? Oh god, my charisma's pretty shit, so that would be really cool. I don't want just dudes though, oh no.
There's a couple of women who are giving you the look as well, sort of like a look of admiration and sort of like, hey! And a few of them sort of doing a double take, like they can't quite believe it's you that they're seeing. But yeah, a lot of people who have children, particularly women, are sort of pulling them away from you. Not all of them, just a few of them. The ones that you notice who are walking away from you deliberately are women with children.
Oh my god, this better not affect my relationship with Reese when I see him again.
If you see him again. If you see him again.
Reese is long gone.
I would know if he was dead, I would feel it.
I'd like to dangle him in front of you like a carrot every now and then. Like, you know.
Oh, I'm gonna walk along and I'm just gonna pull Reese's teddy bear out of my pack and give it a little squeeze and then put it away.
Okay. So yeah.
What is happening?
So, the orc and the red-haired flamey girl are now at the castle gates and they've gone inside. So, what would you guys like to do?
We'll go inside the castle.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm going to presume that the gates look very obviously guarded.
They are guarded. They're not like locked and tight shut or anything. But there's like guard stations outside.
Naturally, Varric is gonna observe every window and such and see where the guards are walking and get a feel for the lay of the land of the castle and also if there's any routes that he could possibly sneak up on.
Okay. Just roll perception. Or, no, investigation.
Okay.
As he's doing that,
Is it boosted by my Wanderer?
Hmm?
Is it boosted by my Wanderer ability, the ability to memorize anything?
Sure, well, once you've been round, you can remember it, sure.
Okay. 19.
Alright, Vitheritas, what were you saying?
I was just going to say that as he's doing that, Vitheritas will lean out of his saddle a bit over to Varric and go, do you mind having a look from above as well?
You mean fly?
Well, it's an option.
I'll immediately turn around and says, once it's dark.
Wait, Rosie? Just confirming quickly, which is stronger, loyalty to Cypher or loyalty to card magic?
Card magic.
The fuck? In that case, Varric will turn to Cypher and say, I'm sorry, and lift off. Just fly up into the air to check from above. But do so as stealthily as possible. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yes.
I fly up. I turn to Cypher. I say,
oh yeah, sorry, I heard that bit.
I'm sorry. And then I fly up.
Do a perception check from the air.
Nice. 24.
Can Hannibal teleport slow, like miles as he flies?
You can keep an eye on him, yeah. Do you want to go up with him?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean falling down, though?
Gravity is not really her enemy.
Okay.
Alright, so okay. You spot that the castle is like a big, tall castle. There's no courtyard or anything, it's just a big building. It goes right out over the cliffs. There is one main entrance. There is like a couple of big sewer things that flow out into the ocean. They are guarded with grates though. So the potentially horrible and smelly secret back entrance into the castle is not an entrance. And yeah, the one main entrance, it's got guards in front of it, like next to it's like a really big wooden door, like with heavy like wrought iron pieces down it, and the wood and everything.
Okay. I'll take note of all of that and just like the guards and, you know, things like that.
Okay.
So that I actually remember it, and then I fly back down like as stealthily as possible and land as carefully as possible next to the elk again, where I was standing before.
Okie dokies.
And of course I relay everything to Cypher and Verti.
Vitheritas will just turn to Cypher and go, that'll be helpful if that's also where the orc went. But at the very least it will gain access for the whole group.
Ooh, can I have checked my Hunter's Mark while I was up in the air, by the way, to see where the dude was?
Sure.
Like, where's around would he be?
He's inside the castle. He's currently on the first floor.
Okay.
Also, when Verti lands, I smack him in the back of the head. Oh, Varric.
We're getting everyone's names wrong tonight.
Ow! What was that for?
You know what?
But Verti asked me to fly up, so I did.
I just sigh.
You told me to work with this party instead of, against them.
It was a suggestion, Varric, not an immediate command to do it right now.
I'm just trying to help. He asked me to, and he's Verti. He's kind of our leader, dude. So
maybe you should just ask next time before just flying away.
But I already talked about it with our leader, dude. So it was okay.
Eric, a group has more than one leader. This is
Yeah.
a group.
If I can hear this, I'm going to shoot Varric a look and be like, I don't remember deciding he was the leader.
No, it's not me who's the leader. Varric is calling Verti the leader.
I know, that's what I said. I didn't think that we agreed that he was...
Oh, okay.
My little gnome heart is broken.
Well, Card Magic decided that Varric thinks this.
Yeah, I know. I know that, but I'm saying in character.
Hey, I hear myself.
Yeah, it's occasionally a little bit echoey this end.
Okay. It's not too bad. Just, my own voice is... eh.
We know. What?
Oi! Watch out or Varric will stab you in your sleep.
I'm the leader, dude!
And the thing is, it wouldn't even be metagaming.
Cypher, sorry, what were you saying to him?
Oh yeah, he was explaining, sorry.
I'll quickly change back to the topic I was talking with Verti and explain it with... Is everybody else around us, or...?
I'm right next to Verti, so probably around you guys.
Okay, what I was saying is I can gain an audience with the king. There is usually open hours between midday today. You can see the king. But I can try and push that as much as possible, the position that I am holding. It's not much, but it can get everybody past the gate.
That would be useful.
Inside the castle is better than outside right now.
And I mean, the dude's on the first floor in the castle, so I assume he's welcome there. That's what I say out loud as well.
Well,
So-
or not, we need to see him.
So yeah, what would you guys like to do?
I think
I'm
the
gonna ask
audience
Varric
is a good idea.
I'm going to ask Varric what he saw, because obviously I've noticed you fly away.
I think everybody noticed him fly away.
Yeah, he wasn't very subtle.
Hey, I mentioned that I wanted to stealth it up.
Dude, you have 7-foot wingspan. You can't stealth it.
With a crowd of a few hundred people
For my
dispersing.
concealing spell, At least you just appear like you were floating instead of flying things.
Yeah, I'm just going to point to Warmin on my shoulder and be like, we could have sent her up.
True, but Verti asked me to fly up, so I did. Him being the leader and all. That's out loud in-game.
I'm going to roll my eyes.
Is he our leader? I don't remember a discussion about this.
Well, me
Is this
neither,
really
but-
important?
Varric, what did you see when you were up there?
The castle and the guards, and there were a few sewers that might lead into the castle without them noticing.
I kind of... Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I kind of feel like talking to the king wouldn't be a bad idea. Can you remember Palter Layman said that we needed to find out how the shard got here? and where it came from.
Yeah. Yeah, we have 2 leads inside this castle right now. I also know that Dunich, that we want to talk to about this shard, he's on the 1st floor right now.
So should we request to walk in? What were you saying about an audience with the king, Cypher?
Yes, I can gain his audience with the king, bringing everybody with us.
Sure. I'm sure the king would be happy to meet a gnome, a flamey tiefling, on a flamey elk, and whatever the bunch of these people are.
I turn around to Vertigo and you know the elks can need to wait outside.
Boo.
Can I jump in? I have a spell that could help with that. It's called Seeming. It can change the appearance of our group.
Like the entire group all at once?
I believe so. Just give me 1 second. I think it might be up to. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be up to a
any
certain
number of
amount.
creatures that you can see within range.
There you go.
Fuck.
Wow. You're not so useless after all, Elf.
Wait, where did it stay? Oh, stupid laptop. Sorry. Right. So, I turn to whoever is leading us inside and ask, so what are we supposed to look like for them lot to receive us and talk to us?
Highborn clothing. That's all is really necessary. Look the part.
So they're still gonna be okay with gnomes and elves and the rest of us?
I have the correct documentation, so they won't question it.
Okay. Then I change our clothes. Well, it's just an illusion, so don't get too excited.
Can I have a crown?
Sure, you can have a crown.
Yeah.
I can also make you 1 foot taller if you want.
Yes, please.
That's discrimination, just assuming that she wants to be taller. Did you just assume her ideal height? Oh shit, I don't have the trigger command here. That's a shame.
To be fair, if I'm getting an audience with a human king, being 3.5 foot tall is quite obvious. Although 4.5 foot tall is not much better.
I'm going to presume that the giant tiefling on a elk gets turned into a more normal-looking knight.
Yep. The only thing is that you need to make sure that no one touches your clothes or anything that's been altered, because they will be able to tell it's an illusion.
Mental note: don't headbutt anyone with horns.
Yep. But do you have highborn clothes? I don't think so. Woof. And I change your clothes.
Oh, very.
Okay, guessing with that, I'll start leading us to the castle.
Yes?
DM, would I be able to send Ramin up high to just kind of keep an eye on, like, the guards' movement whilst we move in? Ah, my cat's eating my headphones. Get off.
So what was that you were asking a question?
That's how I look at the minute. That's my top hat. I was just saying, can I send Ramin up high to just kind of keep an eye on the guards and see if anything suspicious has happened.
Sure. Oh my god, all memes. Yes. So you said warming up, flying around, has a look, and gonna stay up there while you guys are inside?
Yeah, sure. And I'll like check in with her every now and then.
Okay, that's cool. Alright, so you guys have all walked up to the gates. With Theratas, are you still on your elk?
Before I do that, I will slowly change my way back into my full draconic form.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can someone help me hide these wings, maybe?
Yeah, sorry.
that.
They would have been hidden by the illusion.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm presuming my elk looks more like a regular horse.
It's now a doggo.
I'm not actually sure if I can change animals, you know. I think I should be able to, right?
Any creature, right?
Yeah.
It
So,
should have specified if otherwise.
Yeah.
He's just going to ride on in at the back of the group.
Do we all give our backpacks to him so that he looks like he's carrying all our stuff again?
By all means, divide up stuff however you like. So you guys approach the gate. There are 4 guards, 2 on either side. Well, it's not gates, it's the main front doors into this big castle bit. So for Theratas, even if you look like you're on a horse, you're still not going to be able to ride the horse into the castle.
Yep. He'll dismount.
Maybe less jumpy, but you know.
So are you going to dismount and sort of leave your elk hanging outside?
Yep.
Alright.
He's just going to stand there patiently.
Okay, it stands there sort of pawing the ground, sniffing, looking
I had
about.
one of those babies in my farm once. They are gorgeous.
Alrighty. Yes, you're at the doors. So, who would like to talk your way inside? I'll let you all jump on it, whoever wants to go.
Irissa cracks her knuckles and goes, "Allow me."
I was going to just let us in, but I'll just casually step back if we're her doing that.
But she's gonna go up to. Is it just a guard?
There are 4 guards, 2 on either side.
Okay. She just looks at them and says, "A member of the Talcat family seeks audience with the king."
Oh.
Alright, roll persuasion with advantage.
Fuck, the bird rolling persuasion at advantage.
I know, right?
Oh my god.
What the fuck were you searching for?
Maths. 25 total.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Alright, lovely. She gets a +8. It's beautiful. Alright. You speak to the guard. He speaks like behind his hand to another guard. One of them then bows inside the door and disappears for a few minutes. And then comes back out, nods, and they say, very well, you will be escorted to the throne room, please. And they push open the big, huge wooden double doors, and you guys are you're shown inside the castle. Oh god, that chest hair. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, inside you are met by more guards, a group of them. They don't look like they're there to sort of intimidate you, they're there to lead you, and a lot of them remain in the hallway, which is tall and vast, ceilinged with like sort of dome and arches and things, and intricate paintings and gold leaf everywhere. And you are led up a sweeping staircase with Irissa looking right at home, looking regal and pretty, and like dusting her shoulders off, like ah. And she sort of does a regal little nod to the guards as they lead you all up this magnificent staircase. Yeah, Varric is walking 2 steps below Orissa. Vitheritas assumes the bodyguard stance. And you guys are led up and through another very large set of doors. And Varric, you notice you're on the 1st floor, and you can sense that the Dunich is behind the door you're about to go through. And you guys are led past a queue of people. There's a few people who look sort of like a mixture of sort of middle class to peasants, and they're sort of stood in a queue waiting. And you guys are led past them and into a large throne room. And you see the king, King Taliesin, and he is sat on a large throne in the centre of the stage bit. And there are not many people in this room at all. There's a few people who look like they're from the Royal Council, several guards, and it's clearly a room where people come to state a grievance or a complaint or something, and they are listened to by the king, and then judgment is cast without going through prison and courts and things. You also see there are 2 boys. One of them is the older looking, and he is sat, he's wearing a crown, he's clearly one of the princes. And he, Orissa, you would know this. The Taliesin family, the oldest prince is 19, he's Prince Olsen. And then on the other side of the king is youngest son, he's 15, called Edwade. And you also know that there's a princess. And these 2 boys are wearing crowns. And you notice now that the red-haired flamey girl is also sat on a little throne next to them. And
pennies dropped.
She is wearing a crown now too. She is looking a little bit out of it. She has quite big dark circles under her eyes. Her red flamey hair is like looking unwashed and unkempt. Her clothes are grubby. The king is shooting her looks every now and then of just annoyance. And he also keeps looking over at Dunich, who you guys notice is stood in the side of the room. Camber keeps looking over and like blowing kisses and winking at him. And the king keeps looking over at him in annoyance as well. It seems maybe she has brought him here to annoy her father, from the looks you guys are getting in the room. I shall type the names down for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what would you guys like to do?
I would like to step forward and see if they notice me being sparkly at all.
I'm going to curtsy and kind of wave at everyone else to do the same.
Oh, I'll follow suit.
I'll follow that example.
So curtsy or bow, something. She's just like, respect.
Annabelle will bow with a cynical smirk on her face.
Shit, Varric doesn't really know how these social cues work in these kinds of situations. So he'll awkwardly half bow or something like that.
Okay. There's also another couple of people, one of whom is stood behind Edwade and Princess Camber. Orissa, you know her name, the girl with the fiery hair. He's wearing sort of dark robes. He looks like he's probably on the Royal Council. He's wearing like a royal emblazoned thing on his chest. And there's another one on the other side as well. Again, he looks like he's a member of potentially the Royal Council. They look similar in dress and stance to Sharpin Roch, that kind of high up kind of people. So yeah, you bow, and the king will address Orissa, and he will say, "Well, surprised to find a tall cat this far from home. What business brings you here?"
Orissa blushes slightly and just says,
I have been traveling
to broaden my knowledge Among these travels, I have come across these people, my friend. We have something we wish to speak with.
Alright. And, which member of the Tallcats would you be? I must know to whom I am speaking, of course.
I am Arissa Talcat, oldest child of the Talcats in Amley, the ambassadors to the throne.
Arissa Talcat. Gosh, we haven't heard anything of you for months. Weren't you... Didn't some kerfuffle happen up there? I forget the details, but, Don't kill me! Oh, I forget the details. I'm sure it was frightfully embarrassing. Yeah. In gnomish country, after all, anything goes, I suppose. So, what wish you and all your acquaintances to talk to me about?
Perhaps it would come better from one of my friends if you would allow them to speak.
Oh, of course, the floor is yours. I have had nothing but complaints and grievances from our townsfolk for the last few days. This is different and interesting. So, speak.
Thank you, cousin. And then I turn to the group and just kind of gesture. Go ahead.
Okay, so we are asking about the shard, right?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna step in and start asking. Oh shit. I would like to step forward and do a slight bow again and say, we came to your fair city in search of a crystal shard. Do you know anything of it?
Roll, perception. Just while you're saying this.
21.
Okay. Nobody in this room seems to bat an eye, except the king. You notice, like, a twitch on his face when you mention this shard thing. And did you want to look at anyone else, or just like the king, to see what he's doing?
I'd like to look at the orc as well, because I know that he had something to do with bringing.
The orc is in the middle of making goo goo eyes at Princess Camber, but at the mention of the shard, he does glance up and is now looking at your group very intently.
We hear that there was a shard in the city that had been brought here from somewhere else, and that it would cause problems like the earthquakes that we're experiencing.
The king sort of looks around at the room. His guards are looking confusedly. Camber is barely paying any attention. The oldest prince, Olsen, is listening intently to what you're saying, but doesn't seem to comprehend any of it. And the king sort of leans forwards in his chair slightly and says, "And what do you know of this? How came you to know of this?"
Let's just say that we have friends that know things. We wondered if we could be any assistance in your city. We do jobs for gold.
I am afraid we are not commissioning many things at the moment. This is our time of mourning for my beloved wife, our queen. We tend not to do dirty dealings when in the mourning period. At this point, Camber, the princess, is going to like snort derisively and sort of look across at her father and sort of fold her arms. And the king will just sort of ignore this.
At the mention of the queen and her death, I'm going to bow with my head solemnly, pretending I care. I'm sorry for your loss, but can't have helped but notice that the city is beginning to crumble. Surely there is an urgency behind solving this problem.
I have into whose mind, Cypher?
The king's.
Okay. He blinks. Yes. Quite urgent, I suppose. But you must understand, I act for the benefit and the protection of my people. As you probably have seen today at the execution, one attempt to save my people from oncoming doom has failed. I do not wish to spread panic in the population of my capital by informing them that something may be disruptive underground. Have you seen it?
We only know the small bits of information we have been given. We thought we would come to you and see if there was anything you could give us that would assist us in helping your city.
I do not know much about it. It was brought here, and
This ground is caving in, caving in. This ground is caving in, my fair king.
the king like
She literally sang this out loud, by the way.
the king raises an eyebrow and sighs inwardly. I am quite aware. I do not trust magic. The last 5 years have done everything to persuade me I am right in that. I fear my attempts to delve into its use in an attempt to protect my people have backfired, and I may have only brought them further pain and suffering.
We heard rumours. Go on.
You go.
We heard rumours of magic that had gone wrong, affecting something to do with yourself.
I spent a great deal of time down in the depths of this castle's dungeons, attempting to cast some sort of magical protection upon the city. I had my best scholars and intellects with me, and we attempted something that went violently wrong. And Camber will interject at this point and say, "But you weren't down there doing that, Father. We all know you were off with companions and cheating on Mother, and then you had her killed. We know, just because we can't prove it. Where's her body, Father? Where is it?"
And when she says that, I flash that image back in his head and look for a reaction.
He looks really upset, and it doesn't come as a surprise to him when you flash this image in his head. It's almost as if he's probably remembering it himself. No, I'm getting a lot of echo from everyone, including myself at the moment. I'm not sure where it's coming from.
I thought it sounded really cool when you were echoing, to be honest.
Dramatic effect.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, I'm not echoing at all.
It's feedback through you, actually.
Me?
Yeah, you keep lighting up green whenever someone talks.
One minute. Try that again.
Hello.
So, like this? Yeah, better.
That's better.
Hey.
I just have to change the sensitivity.
Okay, you do sound quieter actually, that's quite nice.
You don't sound the same. Burn.
And fuck you to you too.
The king like
Hands, please.
the king like waves his hand to dismiss his daughter, who is looking like essentially a recovering heroin addict right now. Like she's like slumping in her chair and like not.
Ooh, about that. I roll a vial of Yidrit through my hand, just visible enough that she might notice it.
Okay.
And then I put it back.
She didn't notice.
Damn it!
Okay. Are you using it just in the room in general?
Just in the room in general.
Okay. There isn't really. You get a little bit of the evil from Orissa and Varric. You get a little bit of like goodness. Yes, Orissa and Varric. You get a little bit of the goodness from all of you, just because you've recently been around the angel. And you get the same sense you got when you were around Paltalemon, like just it's still around you a little bit, all of you guys. No, he gets it off you as well, Varric.
Fair.
Just a little bit off both of you.
Who's all in the chamber?
Apart from you guys, there's about half a dozen guards. There's the two princes, Princess Camber, Dunich the Orc, and 2 members of the Royal Council.
Okay, I'll step up and I'll talk to the king and say to him, "My king, I am Cypher Nogard, and I would this moment in time very much would like to request private audience with you and this is due to a sensitive matter." And I give him like the look of what I'm talking about to understand.
The king says, "I am happy to grant you an audience, but it will have to be later this evening. However, I am happy to continue discussing many things in front of my sworn to secrecy guards, trusted advisors, and of course my family, and their supposed significant others. After all," and he like gestures towards Dunich the Orc, "it was he who brought the item and handed it to me 5 years ago."
And where did he acquire it from?
I was not told. And he looks over to Dunich.
Invitingly.
I insight check that.
Oh, good shout.
Are you inciting that the king doesn't know?
No, for Jurek.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever Dunich says, I'm inciting it as well.
Oh, I would like to insight if the knows on.
Okay. Dunich sort of grunts, and anyone rolling insight can do so now. He sort of grunts and says, "Came across it, thought it looked something beyond me, that maybe a king would be best to equip to deal with." Oh, you're all too good at this.
I'm not.
Some of what he's saying is true, some of it isn't. He is sort of looking around at all these new people and the guards and at Camber, and he doesn't seem to want to tell you everything at the moment.
I'll openly just say forthright.
What did you say, Robbie broke up?
Be forthright what you're saying.
I came across it and thought the king may have use of it. Clearly it didn't work in the manner to which he planned.
Where did...
He got involved with people who weren't the best suited to deal with it. Sharpen Rot, for example, probably was not the best companion to deal with this sort of thing. At this point, the younger prince, Edwade, who's about 15, he looks his head up and says, "Where is Sharpen Rot? He's supposed to be here."
I heard that he had a lot to do with the man that you executed.
Yes, the king will reply to this. He was working with Karl Marxist to bring some sort of union between Travis and Borson in an attempt to, well, you all know that story, and we all know how it ended. Have any of you come across Sharpen Rot? He is missing. He is the most valued member of the Royal Council, and my son is right. He is supposed to be here.
We've heard nothing but bad things about that man in this.
At this point, just behind you guys, the doors burst open and a young woman comes running in, and she is holding a small toddler, and she's screaming and saying, "You can't keep keeping me out! I will see you! I've come every day for 2 years to try and see you, and I will have my say! It's your child! You know it is! You can't deny us! You can't!" And
Insight check.
Alright, roll it.
That's actually not a bad idea.
We'll only go for about another 15-20 minutes, guys. There's nearly a decent place to wrap up, so just because we missed a bit at the beginning with the Discord, I'll take you to that point. It's not 6, never mind. Okay, what are you inciting?
The lady.
Varric
The lady
Cypher.
and the reaction of the king.
Okay, well, she's not looking at the king. She's looking at the older Prince Olsen.
Oh.
What?
She's not looking at the king, she's looking at the older Prince Olsen.
Oh. I'm looking at the prince now.
And then I was like, that looks like a cute potato. Yeah, she's pointing at Olsen, who has stood up. And you can tell he recognises this person, just the look on his face, and he is shouting "God, get rid of this woman!" And she's holding up the toddler and saying, "He looks like you, King, Your Majesty!" And she's holding this, and she's holding this child up to be and she's babbling about how he can't deny, and she doesn't want for anything. She just wants him to acknowledge his son.
Erissa's gonna step forward and go, "Please, let her speak. How can you deny someone for 2?"
Olsen is shouting back at the woman, "I said I want nothing to do with you! I have never seen you before in my life, and you don't..."
Zone of truth!
Zone of truth!
Zone of truth!
Alright, which I'm assuming is hitting the woman and the prince.
Can I, just for the safety fucking whole reason of this, use one of my abilities to make sure she casts that subtly, as in it's no one knows it's happened.
It's a charisma save.
Okay.
Shit.
I cast it anyway.
It's in a 15-foot radius, right?
Yes.
Shit. So I roll a charisma save then.
Yes.
So
We're all in there.
Most of you would be in it. I would say the Theratas probably isn't. Reedy probably isn't. Varric, you probably would be. Cypher, you're probably not. I'll just put in. Pricity probably isn't because Arista stepped forward. So Varric. Yeah, just Varric, right? You'd be the closest to her. So Varric and then the Prince as well would be hit. Okay.
Oh god.
I assume.
What do they have to beat? What do they have to beat?
It.
What do they have to beat for the Christmas save? And yeah, the ladies inside it as well.
Yeah.
Curiosity, could I also use one of my other spell slots? Or not my spell slots,
it just says.
Point. So he is at a disadvantage.
It just says.
Who? The Prince?
They must make a
The Prince is disadvantage, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
It's a charisma save.
Just says must make a charisma save.
Charisma save versus your spell
It'll be
save
your
DC then.
spell save DC, yeah, what's that? The Prince on a disadvantage has got a 16, the woman has got a 2.
16.
Ooh, interesting.
And I know whether or not he passes or fails.
Okay. Well, on the Prince at the moment, it's looking 50-50. Like, it's probably going to affect him, but not as much as you want. But it will do a little bit. The King is, like, slow face palming at this point, just, like, sitting there. He doesn't look surprised at all. Camber is, like, looking with a smile, and Ed Wade is just looking like stony face. The woman has been approached by guards. They aren't manhandling her, they're just sort of like being protective, you know, like she's running at the royal family, they're sort of stood there, you know, keeping nice.
It's their job to make sure she doesn't murder.
Yeah, pretty much. Like fling the toddler at them and it explodes or something.
Can I tell the guards who are like holding her to let her go?
You could try.
Because they know I'm related. Because technically I'm royal family.
You can. I encourage you to try.
Don't touch her. Leave her be.
The guards look from you to the King, and the King sort of waves his hand and says, just stand. And he's still not quite looking, he's sort of listening to the scene. The guards, like, they still stood there, like, ready to take action, but they're not holding or touching her, they're just sort of stood there carefully. Prince Olsen is stood there, and he starts to say, I have never seen you before. I mean, I have, but it was just the one time, several times, over 1 week, 2 months, two months. I didn't care for you at all. And he doesn't correct that. And this ensues a sort of shouting match between him and the woman. You said you loved me! You promised me the moon! In the stars you said I'd be a princess! I never said anything. Yes, I did say that, but I didn't mean it. I thought you were beautiful. I thought you were easy. I wanted. And this kind of thing. Until the King like raises his hand and goes, enough. Young lady, please, guards, escort her out and allow her to sit and wait in the library. I shall come and speak with her soon, and we will arrange something. Please, thank you. And you can see him like just holding it together right now. Varric, you're probably aware that she's done something, maybe. But I don't know if you feel it. Like
you wouldn't know it's her due to my spell slot.
So you probably feel like, ooh, a spell happened, but you're not sure what, and you're not sure what it's done.
Okay.
But I think after seeing what's just happened, with the prince correcting himself, you might be able to speak.
Yeah.
Shall I roll intelligence for that then?
Yeah, you roll intelligence.
And let's assume Varric, was very distracted because
Yes.
obviously he was.
Obviously.
So I'll take it that's a disadvantage then.
Yeah, do it. Meanwhile, the king, he sort of waits silently for the door to shut. And if your intelligence is low, then you wouldn't know. The king literally waits. As soon as the door's shut, he turns to his son, and like Dumbledore in the movie where they changed it completely, like you push the Lord on fire. He literally changes and is like, "I knew all your rutting would get you and all of us into trouble one day." And then Camber's gonna jump in and say, "Like you and all your half-elven whores, father." And the king just sort of is like, "That is enough from you and your disgusting habit. Look at the state of you. You should have been marrying the prince from Travis, but no, you couldn't even do your royal duty. Why does every..." And Camber is gonna start storming out, and Dunich is gonna go to follow her. She's only halfway down the room though, it's a fucking long room. This is a long storm out, and she can't quite walk properly. She's a bit swayy, sort of fucking proper heroin addict down the street kind of thing. Her crown keeps slipping and everything, and Dunich's gonna run after her. They're still in the room though, and the king is saying, "Every time, every council meeting, every event, everything ends the same way. Do you not know the burden of rule? I want to set an example for you to this country, but no, every time it ends the same way. Stormouts, tantrums, and ungrateful children." And at this point, the council member in the dark robes says, "Perhaps this one may end differently, Your Highness. Would you all like to roll a perception check?"
Oh, okay.
Oh, my first best.
Okay! Everyone! Well done.
Use a cipher.
Alright. In a minute, I'm going to say those of you to whom would remember this, and you guys will know what I'm talking about, just to make it easier. So the first bit is, you guys notice that the guy in the dark robes, the royal council member, is not looking at the king when he says Your Highness. He's looking to the side of him. He's looking at Prince Edward, the young prince. Prince Edward then stands up slowly, and he turns to face his father. And you guys all who noticed this before recognise something, which I'll tell you in a moment. However, quicker than any possible notion, Prince Edward says, "Open your eyes, old man. I have." And stabs his father in the heart.
Whoa!
And says, "No wings send their regards." And then the guy in the black robes puts his hand on his shoulder, and the two of them vanish. As he was stabbing his father, those of you to whom it concerns notice the prince was wearing a ring on his finger. And you recognise it as belonging to the hooded figure you saw in the black market at the Curses and Poisons stand.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you recognise that?
Yeah.
Yeah, those of you, it was quite a lot of you saw it, but I thought just because most of you would have noticed at the time. You can run up to the king. He's got a black blade sticking out of his chest. It's completely black handle, black blade, and green liquid is seeping out of the king's chest. And he's slumped forwards, and the eyes have started to drip this green liquid, and his nose is running green, and he's green's sliding out the side of his mouth as well.
Can I try something to try and save his life?
Sure.
Is the dagger on the floor?
No, the dagger's in his chest at the moment. But Theratas, could you just roll me a d20 just for how effective that is?
Yep.
Because they went quite far away quite quickly.
The spell would normally work within 1,000 feet, and I rolled a nat 1.
No.
No idea.
They are well beyond 1,000 feet away. Well beyond.
The therapist is just like, yeah.
He's like, I shall track
the.
the. They are somewhere. I imagine.
They're here. They're right here.
Okay, so who was doing what with the king?
I'm going to attempt to save his life.
Okay, and how are you going to do that?
Well, apart from everybody in the room, I am going to burn a spell slot. I'm guessing from what I've seen, that is a stab wound, but is also infecting his blood or something, or it's poison.
It's severely poisoned.
It is some sort of poison. Were you weren't in the black market with them to have known where he... Nope, so you've got no idea. You can roll an Arcana check if you want to have a look.
To be fair, Varric did just say, did you recognize that he's the guy from the black market?
Yes, you can have heard that they saw him in the black market. Did you say where you saw him, Varric?
Black market, but not more specific yet.
Okay, not more specific. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you can do an Arcana to check what's happening if you want, or what were you planning to do originally? Like what are you going to try and do?
I was going to cast Time Stop.
Okay.
Excluding everybody else in the room, apart for the party. So
I got shut down. What happened? What are you doing?
What was the last thing you heard, hon?
I heard that he was about to save the king, but I don't know how.
Nor do we yet.
Oh, okay.
We're roughly at the same place.
yeah, apart from party, I'm gonna cast Time Stop on every.
Okay, so time stop on everyone else in the room except for all of you guys.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Alright, and then what?
That was a 25 for Arcana check.
Okay. This is not just poison, not just a curse. This is a combination of the two. And it's not just been done by someone dealing in straight magic. This has been done by several different people. And it's all been combined as one. The blade was both poisoned and cursed. And now, it's doubly horrific.
Okay. I'm gonna immediately tell everyone healing abilities. Heal his wound. I'm going to first cast Dispel Magic on blade and wherever it's coming out of it.
No offense, but I will only help him if you promise me the dagger.
I'm ignoring you at the moment. I'm trying to save his life.
You do know I have one of the most powerful healing spells here, right?
I'm going to look at Hannah and just go, he is my family. Please.
I still want that dagger.
Arissa, are you right up next to the king right now?
I'm
she's
holding
gonna summon some of her creatures, okay? About 4 of them, medium sized.
Cool. Arissa, can you just do either an intelligence or a medicine check, whichever you're highest in?
And the last thing I was going to do is use telekinesis and try and draw the poison blood that just went into his veins out. That's all I'm doing. After this, I'm completely burnt out.
Alright. A little green gunk starts to be pulled from little holes, little holes that sprout up around his heart, and the green gunk starts to pour out of his chest and sort of fall to the floor and splatters. It's still stained around his eyes and his mouth and things.
Yep.
5 total for your medicine check. Okay. Orissa, he is dead. Like, gone. Dead. Soul's departed this world, dead.
He did.
First he died, now he did.
Am I just thinking that because I rolled really low, or do I know that then? Or is it like, was it like a super easy check?
He is dead. You did roll low, so maybe it's something else, but as far as you can tell right now,
is he
is
dead because of the time stop? Can't tell because there's no beating heart or anything.
You can do a medicine or an intelligence check to find that out.
Yeah, Arissa wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, Arissa wouldn't know that, no, but you can do that if you want, Cypher.
Damn it, Jim.
Okay.
I'm a bard, not a doctor.
The title of this episode.
DM, Captain,
Yeah.
my captain.
Yes.
While everyone is kind of in shock at the king dying, without anyone being able to reach for it first, Hannah is just gonna grab the dagger and throw it, and it's gonna go inside the black hole, and it's gonna disappear.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand for that. Sleight of hand, it's on your little list. It'll have a plus next to it.
Okay, which dice is that? I'm sorry?
D20, and then add the little plus. So it'll be like a +1, +2, +5, whatever it is for your sleight of hand.
Okay. Ooh, seems like the gods are at my side. A 14 with +1, 15.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you managed to take the dagger. They spot you doing it, but by the time you've pulled it and thrown it, it's gone in your little portal thing. Cypher, with your 21 intelligence, the king is dead already. Before the time stop, he was dead almost as soon as the blade went in. Dead.
Fuck.
Aww.
I feel like we're writing a song. You stole his hat! You stole his balls! Anyway, we'll continue writing the musical later.
Alright, remember, this only lasts for about 15 seconds.
Okay, so at this point, shall we say your time stop finishes?
Yep.
You done everything? Okay. So the guards have all rushed forwards. They've sort of pulled some of you roughly, but not in a horrible way. They're trying to get to their king. They're sort of pushing a load of you back. Some of them are running to windows and doors to see where Prince Edward has gone. Camber has been pulled back by Dunich, who is pointing at the king and seems to be explaining to her what's happened. And she's like halfway down the room looking really confused and things.
I'm still leaning over his body, trying to do something.
Okay. The guards come over and they say to you, is he dead? Like, they're just completely confused by this. They're leaning over, and as far as they can tell, he's dead, but they're looking at you guys as if for confirmation.
From what I can tell, when the blade even touched him, he was dead. I tried to do everything as I possibly could, but he's gone.
Okay.
This was plan.
Alright. The guards look solemn. Some of them look around at each other as if they're not 100% sure what to do, and then one of them suddenly seems to sort of snap out of it and he says, long live King Olsen. And that is where we shall leave you for this evening.
Damn.
So, shout by the recording.
Accomplished this time.
Shout by the recording and I'll do you some XP.
Bye.
That's it.